Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead. So everyone knows I don't like to, toot my own horn or chest pound, but I might have to today. Actually, I might do it here and there. If you're watching the recap, hopefully that means you watch the morning call, Express, or you're a member of Redler All Access and get my note, or you even bought the 2017 report, because there was a lot of things that have worked the past day or two. So hopefully everyone's off to a great start and using your resources, because we definitely price it to have a low bar entry for everyone to get in, and then there's a lot of free stuff too, as far as Morning Call Express, this. But if you want more, again, go to the site, T3Live.com. There's a lot of products there, including my Redler All Access note. But anyway, this morning as well, put some charts on Twitter saying a lot of guys who are having problems over trading. So I'm like, why don't you be long versus yesterday's low? And maybe there are a few momentum pivots to add if you do trade tiers throughout the course of the day, and add some actual size or shares to your current position, and then when they go, you take some off, and then you hold your your existing position, and that's how you stay with the trade and add cash flow and book things so you can stay with it. But anyway, let's just get to the action. First things first, S&P cash. I like to go over old plays just to show you how you could maneuver new ones. And remember this, V bottom, and then it crossed above this descending trend line, and boom. Then we tried to correlate and say, hey, well, look at the Brexit move. This was your election move. Maybe it gets above this trend line here, and you get another move. What was important here? The digestion above this descending trend line. You had a move, little digestion, held the 21-day, popped through this prior pivot. This was, what was this? This was Friday's low before New Year's. This was yesterday's low. So coming in today, put a little chart like this saying, hey, we still have a flag here. It's a little bit bigger. If you want to be long versus yesterday's low, that's cool. If you want to add above 2272, you could do that as well, or whatever yesterday's high was. And now, we did go above yesterday's high of 2263, another 9 handles, and now here we are at the top, at the top of the range. So the question is, does it break above the top of the range tomorrow and bring the Dow to 20,000 or not? I am still long some spiders from yesterday. I had more on during the course of the day. I did sell some strength, and now I'll see if tomorrow there's a breakout trade here. The spiders will go to that. I also put that chart there, and first, this is what we expanded upon. Said buy versus yesterday's low, add if you're really fast above yesterday's high, and then you had some time to do it, 225.83. It's up about, 70 cents since then. It was higher also, and now we'll see whether or not, it makes new highs here. Looking good. Just a matter of, 3 up days and into resistance. You don't want your first buy to be up there. Put IWM also on the, I haven't posted that chart in a while. I just wanted to get rid of the negativity. Everyone was saying, oh, look how it's been out of play. It's been so bad. I'm like, well, what did it really do? It had a huge move post-election, took out a prior pivot, went to a high and consolidated, held the 21-day, now is back above the 8-day. Could have been long versus yesterday's low of 134.50 and added actually above 137, and you could have made for yourself, another 80 cents and then maybe sold and held some, and that's how you create cash flow. Now the question is, does it take out this spot at some point? The Dow didn't really go. Maybe tomorrow is the day that the diamonds break above resistance and continue. Nice channel here. So lots of things going on. We even actually, on Redler All Access, I tweeted to you guys 24 hours ago that we were in the IBBs for a January effect catch-up play. And look what the IBBs did. Oh my goodness, what does that mean? It means it's a January effect. They stopped, tax law selling, so maybe people were out of the way, and then boom, look at that. Now we're coming to the 200-day. I did not take the IBBs overnight, even though it still looks like it can go. Bought it yesterday, had it today, sold some. So I actually sold them all. Also had VRX, overnight, and there was, Piper downgraded it, making it a little bit slow in the morning, but then it wound up going green and took out yesterday's high, and I'm still in small. I hate this stock, but I'm in a little bit more. GWPH, Redler All Access, I tweeted that I bought some calls yesterday, which is pretty timely. I'm thinking that it was tight, that the bios go, that this stock has huge potential in my humble opinion. And then I also bought a little stock today, so I'm in the calls. I'm in the the May 120s, just in case something comes out on it. It's not supposed to happen. Hopefully there's no data or news. Everyone's saying it's not supposed to happen for a while. So technically this was like a day one. So I'm in some stock and I'm in some calls for the future. If when they're ready to have data, if they get an approval, I do think that this spot gets taken out and it could see better action. It's been in this tight range for a while. First time it expanded above it. If I was short, I probably would say, oh, I maybe have to cover. If I was waiting for it to wake up, today was day one. Maybe there's a day two or day three. We'll see. Also in the morning call, I went over Celgene, saying that could be day two. Not much of a day two. Still looks okay though. Perhaps it takes this out at some point to have it act better. Let's see what Gild did. Gild, what'd you do? Oh, look at that, day two. Day one, day two, and it actually even cleared the spot. And it has some room to the 200 day. It's a broken name, but decent day trader if you look for day ones to get a day two, and sometimes it happens. So now you'll see if it can get up to this spot and help the bios. Then you have those really broken IPOs that have been crushed, and every now and then I try and time them. So yes, I did buy a little ICA today, a little bit, just for the mere fact that perhaps, obviously we remember shorting it into the secondary here, and I covered there. I was all scared. Had a great trade. Woo, could have got really paid. But anyway, you have this descending trend line here. Okay, hopefully tax loss selling is done. You had a little bit of a red dog reversal into a big level here, so it stopped some people out, and now you have a lockup. If shares don't come for sale tomorrow, which I don't think why would these guys who are that involved get out here? Maybe you get a squeeze up to at least a 21 day, so that's why I'm long a little bit of that. Twilio, last time I played it was for that same thing, for the first one here, okay, and then obviously the next day shouldn't have happened, but it did open up. You could have sold it, and then didn't reclaim half of this, and now it's down to here. Sometimes what these things do is it'll overthrow to the downside and then pop back up. So I'm in long small, following marking us a little bit. All in all, though, broken name, just traded here and there. The time to have held it was during this awesome uptrend when it had great trades like this, boom, 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 and then another great trade like this, boom, boom, into here. And then now it's a broken name that you have to trade a lot smaller and kind of just really love them and leave them. But the big trade really today was Tesla. Tesla, was in my report, is a stock that I'm going to focus on this year because I think it has big things ahead of it. All of a sudden, my report went out the day before New Year's, and yesterday, in the afternoon, everyone's like, Redler, you said Tesla was your stock for 2017 report. I bought it. I'm like, guys, just relax. We have a long year ahead of us. I think this is old numbers. I think this is a 2016 data. If it goes green, you might want to add because that'll breed a little bit of confidence and shorts cover. So I wasn't long it coming in because I don't take stock into binary events. And then the VTF saw me buy it down a few dollars. Okay, and then I pretty much traded it today and held it, considering that the stock looks really good. The stock broke the downtrend here. I put this stock on Twitter. I said it needs to hold at least 210-ish to look good. Okay, and show some constructive and some commitment. Not only did that, it didn't even get there. Traded above yesterday's high, which going green was a trigger, above 220 was a trigger, and look where it went. Boom. So, my humble opinion, I'm still long some. I think it's a take home to at least this spot in the next session or so. One day, if you look at the volume, it's huge. I don't have it on here right now, but to me, it was worth. I went out on a limb. Guys, no one really talked about it. Everyone's like, Red Dog, what happened? I'm like, you know what? If it holds 210 and it goes green, it would be very impressive. So let's put it on the radar. Let's not just get scared and run for the hills because everyone was bashing it all over the media yesterday and it was all over the wires. So now they'll spin the story somewhat different. But anyway, I'll always stick behind my plays. And if for some reason the short-term technicals change, we'll salvage a trade, we'll take a loss, we'll move on, and then we'll figure out what's next. If you're in it for the year, some people get my Redler report and they just take their money and they put it all in every single play, and they prorate it or whatever you want to call it into all the different ones. There's been I think 16 of them this year where they allocate a certain amount to each, and they just buy it, and if they reach my targets, they sell it, and that's the way they do it. Or some people say these are Scott's focus list. If I see him long in his disclosures on Redler All Access, or if he tweets it, I'll get in then when it turns on as an active trade versus just a swing or a potential idea. So everyone does it different. You got to figure out how you want to do it, and if you missed the report, maybe next year you'll get it, or we'll give it out a little bit later for educational purposes. Another stock today was Netflix. Not a whole lot of power, but hanging up near the highs. I wish, if these things rally so much faster from lower, but not from higher, and it does seem as if it should continue, right? What else? I have no idea what's going on with Amazon. I'm breaking a little rules here by being long some. I did buy some options just to have it for earnings. Earnings are on I think the Friday the 27th. What did I do? I bought the 780s. Why did I buy the 780s? Because I think they can have a great report, and if it gets above 780, I think at some point it takes this out. And if they, God forbid, announce a 3-for-1 or 4-for-1 split, this could be 900 or 1,000 in that day. I actually sent out a funny tweet saying, Alexa, tell Jeff to split the stock 3 or 4-for-1. I did the same thing to Apple before the 7-for-1. But anyway, it's a little lethargic up here, the way it's trading, and I don't know what it needs, but all in all, I would think they have a great report. It was definitely a cyber Christmas, and they actually had a few products that did awesome, and they haven't had that in a while, so we'll see what happens. For some reason, it's just doing nothing. We'll see. I'm in small, but I feel like I want to be in the options, and I'm just going to stay in the options. If for some reason I get stopped out again of Amazon, I'll just friggin' sell it, and that'll be that until earnings. All right, that's the deal. If it happens to break back below this spot, okay, which is 754. Actually, now I'll give it a little bit more room. This spot, I will get out of it, and I will not touch it, and I'll just sit in the options until earnings, and it's off the radar no matter what happens, because I know we played it a few times, and a few times into here, made a little bit of money, but also got a little hurt, depending if we added on this false breakout for that. But anyway, Google has been acting better than Amazon. Didn't have enough power to break above this resistance area. Maybe soon it does. That's why I said maybe buy it versus low and just sit with it. Don't add on strength, because adding on strength is not easy in these high beta tech names lately. In my morning note, in the other notables, I put X and FCX as buys through pivots. I tried to trade it today there, and they kind of failed, and I lost money, and I should have made a lot of money in this. Look at X, look at this move. Wow. So let me show you why I lost money. First of all, this was the pivot area. Said if you can get above 35.30, you could do it for a trade, thinking that it would squeeze. Okay, but look what happened in the first 5 minutes of the day, just showing you how I could poorly trade things. Also, I had a lot of things going on. So in the beginning of the day, this was, I bought it clearing here, and then I added at the spot that I said, what was it, 35.30, went 20 cents, and then when all the way red came all the way into here, I got stopped out. And I said, this stock is horrendous. I traded poorly. Didn't realize it was still, in this trend and fine, and just got away from it. Then I came back from the gym, and all of a sudden I saw it up $1.75, and I was like, I can't believe I did that. What's the matter with me? Because you know what? I had too much here, and I'm not very comfortable in that stock. I don't trade it all the time, so I lost money. But if you happen to have did better than me, and you actually followed, because in my note I said you could buy it versus this. So maybe you would just long it for this, and you could have been much better. I should have had less shares and just bought it versus 32.93. And then I said you could add it above this with the stop there. So anyway, screwed it up. Now we'll see if it goes to highs. If you made more money than I did, congratulations. If you were green, you did, because I lost money. FCX also listed it as a buy through here for continuation, and it continued, and now you'll see if there's any more action there. All of a sudden, really nice move. Congratulations if you're there. And that's really it, guys. Lots of action. For some reason, I have way too many positions now, but they're not huge positions. It's been a good 2 days. Maybe tomorrow we get that Dow 20,000. Doesn't mean it's going to get above it and hold above it and extend. The banks, let's go. Bank of America I had from yesterday. I still have it today. I think it acted pretty well. We'll see if it gets back to here, okay, which would be good. Goldman Sachs still, upper range and looking good. I probably should be in this overnight, but I'm not. All this has to do is go up $2, $3, and you have your Dow 20,000. Nice upper range. The banks look fine. Even the TLTs bounced, and these didn't come in much. So maybe this is something for tomorrow. We shall see. Just went over a lot of different stocks and a lot of different sectors and a lot of things to do. I try and wake up real early and put together my notes so you get a little bit of if-thens and technicals and short-term thoughts on all of them. Every day is a little bit different. I also, if you're not a member of T3 Redler All Access, I also do a Morning Call Express. Sometimes I have my friend Maggie here with me, or Annabelle. Sometimes I don't. And just keep changing it up. Life's all about changing it up and keeping it fresh and interesting, and hopefully that's what you've been doing. And I wish you luck, and I will see you at the morning call tomorrow. Have a good one.